Right, where's the brightness? There it is. There we go. All right. Good evening. So you're hearing the pump because Heather's in taking a shower. So, uh, all right. So I hope everybody is doing well. It's freaking Wednesday already. Freaking time is going by very, very fast. How did that happen? How did that happen? So, I don't know. I just keep going and doing what I got to do. But and I was sitting there today. I got to tell you before we'll let me do the intro first, and I'll tell you about this, and then we'll go from there. All right. So, real quick before we get started, I want to remind everybody that this is a very family-friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be decent in the chat. No racism, no nastiness. If you cannot abide by those very simple, easy rules, those awesome people that you see lit up in blue will boot you out of here because we are not going to have it. I'm going to have a good chat and go from there. All right. So, excuse me. All right. So I was going to tell you this real quick. So I was sitting here today, uh, and I was looking. Okay, when I go back to West Virginia, what am I packing up this time? Right? What am I taking? And I'm looking at this, looking at that, looking at the other thing. I'm like, okay, I should take this, and I probably need to take that. And I'm already looking at going, okay, well, that's a lot of room. So yeah, it's I'm trying to like one of the things I will be bringing down with me for sure is that little wood stove that I had purchased. That's going to come back for sure. That's probably going to get set up in the blue house at some point, and so that will definitely be one of the things that we're going to be working on. But yeah, it's just the drones are actually already down there, Lynn. The drone is actually down there. It's sitting in the camper. I do have to. I know I still gotta get that up and get some drone footage. That would be actually fun to have some drone footage. But yeah, it's down there. That's already down there. But I'm trying to think practical stuff that what. So my mindset is always weird. Okay, because it's like I just like when I get one gas can empty. If I get one gas can empty, I'm immediately taking that gas can and getting it filled up because my thought process is always if SHTF happened and I had that one empty gas can that I did not have full of gas, I would be so pissed that I'm like, that's another 5.5 gallons of gas I could have had. What an idiot. I should have been able, you know what I mean? That's kind of where I've always been with that. So I always try to keep everything topped up. I try to keep the truck at least 3/4 full because the truck itself, that's 30 gallons of gas in the truck alone. So that's a lot of gas that can be utilized down the road if we needed to. So that's just kind of where. But anyway, so when I'm looking at different things for this next trip down, I'm thinking, okay, practical stuff. Will I take more food down with me? Yes, I will. Okay, but I also have other things that I could utilize because again, the thought process is always okay, things go sideways and I'm in West Virginia, which again, there's, when you spend 3 weeks out of 4 in West Virginia, there's a 75% chance that things will go sideways while I'm in West Virginia. So I need to have the proper things, the right things to be able to survive long term in that type of situation. So it's like that. Those are always some of the things. So like with this trip, when I'm thinking, okay, I got to pack up this, and this. How am I going to do it, and all that? That's just all. It's all part of it. So, uh, you know. Anyway, so what we're going to be talking about is the water crisis going on in Mississippi right now. Down in Jackson, Mississippi, it's like 180,000 people that are not having access to drinking water. And if their taps are working, they're being advised to boil it. So we're going to talk about that a little bit and how that in itself absolutely can be an SHTF situation, right? I mean, that's the reality of it. But what you're probably not hearing about is other places in the country that are having the same type of water issues. One of them that comes to mind is Flint, Michigan, which still is having issues. Their issues have not been resolved. One of the real problems that I have with our government. okay, with our government. We are shipping money out overseas, left, right, and center, especially right now to Ukraine. Ed, it's been over 30 days for the boil water notice in Mississippi. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. I did not know that part. That wasn't in the story that I had read. Uh, but the problem that I have, we're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, but we will not take that type of money and put it into our own infrastructure. I have a huge, huge problem with that for a couple of reasons, right? So let's talk about the immediate one. There's been a crisis down in Jackson, Mississippi for a while. Back in 2019, I believe, the Army Corps of Engineers came in and said, "There's all these are the issues with the water system in Jackson, Mississippi." One of them was, wow, what shockingly, understaffed. Can't hardly believe it in this day and age, right? Understaffed, right? But it's all over the place. Every place is understaffed. So they're understaffed. They're using antiquated equipment. The equipment is old. It needs to be replaced. So what happens? Let's say instead of sending $3 billion over to Ukraine in military arms, right? Instead of doing that, why don't we take that $3 billion, invest a billion? I think that's what they said it'd be about $1 billion to upgrade the water system in Jackson, Mississippi. Let's take another billion. Let's go back and clean up Flint, Michigan, help those people out there, right? Why would we not do that? It does a couple of things. If you take $1 billion and put it into our economy, you put people to work. Wow, I know it's a weird concept, right? Put people to work, have other people go, holy crap, this is going to help out our society because now I'm working as a plumber, I'm making good money. So what am I going to do with all this good money that I'm making? I'm probably going to spend it and put it back into the economy. I know it's a weird concept. These type of things actually work if it's done properly. It is amazing to me that they're letting our society go down the toilet and we're shipping billions, trillions. Let's think about this. I Now I don't know what the exact number is. I don't know exactly what the exact number is. But does anybody have any idea? And if you do, if you know the number, because it's in the trillions is what it is. What we spent in Iraq. How much money did we put into Iraq? I know it's trillions. I think I don't want to say a number because I don't want to be wrong, but I know it's in the trillions. Trillions of dollars went to that situation over in Iraq. Ed, also don't pay off student loans and use that too. The wasted green project dollars. So okay, we'll talk about that for a second. And if anybody has the number of what we spent, look it up online if you would. How much money did we spend in Iraq? The loan forgiveness thing. They're giving all these kids all these breaks. They don't have to pay back. 80K man says 2.4 trillion. All right. Think about this. Okay, 2.4 trillion. What would that have done to help our country? 2.4 trillion. Working on infrastructure, working on highways, bridges, roads, waterways, the electrical grid. I think they're talking, you know, $5-6 trillion to upgrade our electrical grid. And so I had gotten a comment. I do want to address this from somebody that said, well, you know, I work for the power company and we're always, you know, upgrading things as we go and stuff like that, which is great. And I do believe that that does happen. But the overall system needs to be overhauled. Doing a 5 mile section, I mean, realistically, doing a 5 mile section is going to take a while. It's going to take time. And if you upgrade it, that's great. But if that 5 mile section is attached to something that's 30 years old, that's not helping. You need to do the whole system. So that's kind of my point when I say that the power grid needs to be redone completely. So I know that they're doing some things. When you If I have a gaping wound, a huge gaping wound on my arm, and I put a band-aid, just a band-aid on it, is that going to help? A little, maybe, but it doesn't help the overall wound. It's the same thing with our power grid. If I put band-aids on here and there, it might help a little bit, but it's not helping the overall situation. You need to really address the overall situation. So, yeah, how much of those trillions did we leave behind? Look at the equipment we left behind in Afghanistan, guys. Look at the equipment that we left behind in Afghanistan. Guns, ammo, planes, tanks, whatever else, all that stuff that we left behind there that the Taliban now has. So it makes zero sense to me. So instead of putting trillions and billions of dollars constantly to make these companies, Philip Drummond, all those guys, Lockheed Martin, making them just ridiculous amounts of money. Yeah, and we left citizens behind too. Yeah, absolutely, Lynn. We sure did. We sure did. All right. Let's put that money into our own country. Let's make America what it should be. Let's make America, make America great again, right? Great slogan, right? But when you have a new administration comes down and takes away every one of the things that we're trying to do to make things better, that doesn't help. It doesn't help. Okay. It makes me sick to think about the money that's wasted on people. Okay. And remember this, on people who hate us. People who hate us want to see us all dead anyway. Let them go ahead and beat their drums and do their loudspeakers and do their nonsense over in the desert, because who cares, realistically? We have enough oil and reserves of oil that we don't need any of these countries. Stop supporting these countries. Stop supporting these countries. Saudi Arabia, right? We support Saudi Arabia. Look what Saudi Arabia does, guys. I mean, if you did the research and you looked and you saw, you'd be appalled. You'd be appalled. It just, but because the news media says, oh well, they're doing better and this is great and we're working with them. Get out of here. We're down there proselytizing ourselves in front of them because we want them to change the price of oil. I got an idea. It's a weird concept too. Okay, there's the forum that sets the price of oil across the world, right? Okay, so we're in America. We're the United States of America, supposed to be the greatest country in the world. If we said, all right, well, listen, we're going to be oil independent. We're setting the market for what we're paying for what oil is going to be in this country, period. End of story. And we said it and we did it. Oil would be cheap here in the United States. And if we wanted to export, we could export at whatever price we wanted to export at. Simple. It's simple. But oh, heaven forbid, we don't want to upset anybody. Who cares? We upset people all the time. I'm like, guys, you got to understand. I get so sick and tired of the coddling that goes on with these other countries. Really infuriates me because, and I'll tell you why it infuriates me. All right, because it's our young men and our young women that are going over to these foreign countries and they're dying for nothing. They're dying for nothing. What? So rich people here in the United States can get richer, right? And the Pope is moving all the Vatican's money into their own banks, 5.6 billion euros. Yeah, JJ had sent me that information, and I hadn't followed up on that yet. I did want to talk about that more too. So, we had just actually discussed that yesterday. So let's talk about that for a second. So the Vatican Bank, right? 5.6 billion euros. They're getting it all back into the Vatican Bank. Why would they do that? Why would they do that, folks? Do they know something that the rest of us don't know? Right? And if the Catholic Church is so awesome and is so wonderful, wouldn't 5.6 billion euros go a long way to help some of their more poor constituents? Let's say in South America. A lot of poor Catholics in South America. A lot of poor Catholics in the United States. Right? Good Catholics go ahead and do their tithing and all that other good stuff. but they're ridiculously rich, and they're not beholden to anybody. And because they're a religious organization, they are not subjected to taxes like the rest of us are. Maybe I should become a religion. That would be good. That would be awesome, right? Then I could just say, hey, I don't have to pay taxes. I'm a religion. I actually thought about it. I ain't gonna lie. I have thought about it. I have thought about it. But it's a game that goes on, that's been allowed to go on for a long time. There's a lot of power and influence and money. Why do you think? All right, let's stay on a Catholic Church just for a moment. And I'm not yeah, the motorcycle religion of Ed. Yes, Angela, I like that. Um, and I'm not just picking on the Catholics, but I'm going to use those as an example. Why do you think for so many years, decades, obviously decades, right, that there was pedophilia going on within the Catholic Church, that the church knew that certain priests were molesting boys? They knew it, no doubt, no nothing. They knew that it was happening. And what did they do? Let's think about this. What did the Catholic Church do? Did they pull those priests out and hand them to the police and say, look, this is a guy, he's having sex with little boys, he needs to go to prison? No. They moved him from parish to parish to parish. All kinds of new, fresh victims, all kinds of people that had no idea that this priest was a pedophile, and they pretended like it never happened until it got to be so big and there was so many of them that's why it finally got to that point, and there was ended up coming out in the limelight that it was actually going on. Sickening, absolutely sickening. And this is supposed to be this religion that is supposed to to be protecting people in this type of stuff. I'm going to tell you what, you go out there and you will see pedophiles will put themselves in positions where they can be around children, right? Cub Scout leaders, there's your priest working in some place like a rec place where they want to have access to kids. That's what it is. Hello, young lady. How are you? I got, if you can see her nose there, you probably did. Um, but anyway, are we on topic? Probably not, Prep Rebel, but we're going to get back on topic. We were on topic for a little bit, and I got off the rails, and I apologize. But it bothers me. These things bother me, that these things can be gotten away with. But anyway, let's get back on topic. I do apologize. Infrastructure, United States of America. Stop pissing our money away all over. Why are more people not up in arms? Why are more people not flipping out and protesting? You get these idiot Antifa, they try to break into federal buildings, and that's perfectly fine. They set things on fire, that's perfectly fine. You burn things down because of something that didn't affect you directly, right? But it's just a reason for anarchy and upset, and that's perfectly fine. But if you have people that are not in your news media, so we'll correlate this in, guys. Okay, this all comes together. Most of the news media is very, very left leaning. We know this. This is not I'm not making anything up. I'm not giving out false information. So do you think, and think about this, if I'm right leaning or if I'm left leaning, if I'm controlling the news, do you think I'm going to put out good, feel good stories about the other side? Probably not. I'm going to try to paint them in as bad a light as I possibly can. So this is part of the problem that we have with everything. The news media controls the narrative. They put out what they want you to see, and people just believe it because it's coming from the news channel. The problem is that we as a society, as a country, as a race of human beings, we need to stand up and say no more. No more funding all these wars all over the place. No more sending our young men and women to go die so that rich people can get richer, so they can control this or control that. No more of that. We need to take care of things at home. Things at home are a mess. They are a mess. And, keep printing that money like it ain't going to ever stop printing, right? At some point, that dollar is going to be devalued. and it's going to be worthless. And when that happens, and that event happens, and when that happens, guys, literally what will happen is you go into the bank on Friday, you'll take care of your banking needs, and you'll do what you got to do, and that'll be great. And then they close the doors Friday, and then you go to the ATM on Saturday because maybe you want to go get some money for this and that, and it says, "Oh, ATM is down," and you don't think anything of it. It's not a big deal. And then Monday rolls around, and the banks don't open back up again, and people are going to lose their minds. They're going to lose their minds because they are not prepared. They are not ready, and that's part of the problem. It's part of the problem because they believe this delusion that everything is great and everything is fine and nothing is bad and nothing bad is going to happen. But I'll tell you what, I know that every time I walk into a grocery store and I'm trying to buy groceries to be able to feed myself, to feed my family, and I go, Jesus, these freaking prices are insane. And they're getting worse and worse and worse constantly. That's where you see it. When you walk up to the gas pump and you're trying to get gas, and gas is still $2 a gallon more than it was 2 years ago. That's where you see it. That's where you feel it. When you try to fill up your propane tanks, when you try to fill up your heating oil tanks, that's where you feel it. That's where you go, man, something's not right here. What's going on? We are heading into winter. And if it is a winter that they are calling for, if it's a winter they're calling for, and they say it's going to be as bad as they say that it's going to be, we're going to have a lot of power outages. We're going to have a lot of people that are not going to be able to afford to heat their homes. What happens then? What happens then? And here's the one thing that's not going up. The one thing that's not going up is your pay. When you see food banks, and the food banks are saying that they're seeing 3 times, 4 times the number of people coming in for help that they normally do, that's an indicator to me. I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I mean, I can kind of do the math. That is a warning sign that things are not good. That people they're trying to keep their heads trying to keep their heads above water. And how do you do that when everything goes up except for your pay? You know, there's issues. There's big issues. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Yeah, guys. Oh, Wolfgang just said, whose notices their electric bills are higher? So I'll ask that question in the comments, guys. Have your electric bills, now it's still technically summer, are you seeing higher electric bills? Yes or no in the comments. So let's see what people have to say with that. So I've only seen a couple people that said no, and everybody else is saying yes. We're not in winter yet. We're not in winter yet. Once winter gets here, you're going to see it even go higher. Again, one of the things that I would encourage you guys to do, I'm always going to try to encourage you. I'm always going to try to, you know, uh, make you see things, but you don't have to have a solar system like I do. You don't have to put that kind of money into a solar system. You can get away with a couple of marine deep cycle batteries. Go to Tractor Supply and get an inverter. Charge controller on the cheap online. You can do those type of things. All right. Get a couple solar panels, 300-watt solar panels. You're not spending a ton of money, but it's going to give you a backup power source. That's what people need to be thinking about. They need to be thinking about alternative ways to create power. All right. I'm going to encourage you to do that because the only person you're really truly helping out when you do that, you're helping yourself out. You're helping yourself out. My electric bill went up 7%. It was at 3%, and then it went up to 7%. Yeah, there is a lot of people that are. I'm obviously seeing a lot of that. If Iraq goes into a civil war, what happens to our soldiers that are there? Yeah, that's another thing. Whose side do we take? You know what I mean? But Choices have to be made. You better be ready as much as you possibly can. That's what I'm trying to say to you guys. When you see what's going on and things are gradually, slowly getting worse and worse and worse, you need to do something about it. We got 408 in the chat, guys. We're at 151 on a thumbs up. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And I thank you ahead of time for doing so. It really does make a difference with the algorithms as well. So I thank you for that reason as well, and I do appreciate that. Also, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. So really quickly, I did want to mention I am doing a sale on my website with the Legacy freeze-dried food right now. So if you go preparedness1.com, if you click on store, it will drop down. You'll see Legacy Foods. If you click on that, it will take you to the store within the website. 25-year shelf life, GMO-free, gluten options available. It is also vegetarian, but there are beef and chicken options that can be purchased separately. With that, to save 20%, you use the discount code End of Summer Sale 2022. So that sale will be going on until the 7th of September. And I just wanted to put that out there and let you know so you guys could go and check that out. We also have the Prep and Nurse One community there, which is a resource that we set up for you guys to be able to connect with like-minded people. Again, free to join to do that. And if you you do have to register, but no credit card information is asked. Once you're in, check out the message boards. Look for people in your state of your country to be able to connect with like-minded people. So that is a good thing as well. But anyway, so my sister Margie was here today at the homestead. I think you guys may have seen her if you watched the earlier video that I did. She was here today and she was going through some stuff. And she's got galvanized garbage cans in the building behind the house here. And she's like, take them down, take them to West Virginia so that they're there. Her game plan is right now, if things, and we were talking about this today, so I feel it's okay to share with you on this. I said to her, I said, listen, if things start to go bad and you can kind of see that they're starting to go bad, I said, pack up as much as you can in your car, get it down here. And if you got time to make a couple trips, then do it, do that. But that was, that's the conversation that we had. So as long as she gets here, she's going to be around people that she can be safe with. So, I smacked that hornet's. No, it wasn't in West Virginia. No, that hornet's nest was here. It was a good sized hornet's nest. But and then I didn't even get it all on the first shot. I had to go back in there and do a second shot at it. They were not happy. They're all gone now. They buzzed around for a while, but anyway, so that's what I was telling her to get her stuff and get down here. Now, what I've also told like my sister, her boyfriend, and stuff like that, things go sideways. You need to pack up as much as you possibly can and get down to West Virginia as quickly as possible. So, oh, I hit it so hard it flew to West Virginia, right? Yeah, I hit it and I got out of Dodge. Yeah, I'm not screwing around. I'm not screwing around with with hornets. Yeah, they're not fun. They will tear you up. So, but that's they know the drill. They know what they need to do. But I got the one wood stove down there in West Virginia already. It's too big for one of those small buildings, so that's why I'm going to be bringing the smaller one down when I go down this time. But as we move forward, and we're going to see what we're going to do, we'll take care of things down there. We'll figure out what's going to happen for the winter, and we're going to kind of go from there. Time will tell. Time will tell. But no, so somebody had asked me in the comments, in the regular comments, will I be wintering in New York? And the answer is no. I have no intention of being here for a winter ever again. I do not want to be in New York for the wintertime. So, yeah, hornets are nasty. They will definitely ruin your day. And that's why I'm like, I'm going to whack it down, get it out of the way. Yeah, yeah, right. Who wants to be in New York for the winter? Exactly, exactly. So, but yeah, I like I said, I will come up here still, depending on the weather. We'll have to see what the weather is going to be like if I come up. You know, I still want to make my monthly trips, come up here. No, Max is outside. I think we're all outside right now. Um, I want to make my monthly trips and continue to bring things down to West Virginia. That's my ultimate long-term goal that I'm going to be doing. Not even screwing around. That's the game plan. So yeah, the no, none of the cats were out there in that area when I did that, and the dogs were in the dog run, so they were not even close when I knocked that hornet's nest down. So everybody was good, and the cats are smart enough; they know enough to get out of the way. It was funny with Becky and Rick running into the house, though. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, so that took care of that. So that's done, though. That's out of the way. They're no longer there. Let me text Heather and see if she will come pop in and say hi. Hold on. All right. A local hit a yellow jacket nest and he died. He was allergic. Well, yeah, they yellow jackets, the ones that are in the ground. When you get those ground ones, they're nasty. Those ones are nasty, really, really bad. I know they're so demanding, aren't they, Angela? That's terrible. We want this, we want that. Like I said, if it's wintertime, the cats would all be in the house. So, killed a wasp's nest in my passenger side mirror on my truck, and one stung me. Yeah, they're like I said. That's why I I hit that nest and got out of Dodge, but then I had to go back because I didn't get it all. Do it a second time. Rake worked. I was gave me enough distance that I didn't have to be close to it, so that was a good thing. Yeah, they are the worst. They attack when something makes noise. Yeah, those ground ones, and they'll follow you. They'll chase you. So they will definitely do that. But money needs to be invested in our own country. We need to put people back to work. We need to give people self worth. We need to stop spending money all over the place and not helping our own people. And when I say helping our own people, folks, I want you to understand what I mean when I say that. I'm not talking about freebies and handouts. That's not helping people. That's a temporary band aid once again. Hold on one second. You got Stell?
No, she's sleeping.
Oh, okay. Um, those are temporary band-aids. When I say help Americans, give people work, give them self-worth, give them something to be proud of, give them something that when they accomplish something, they can take their kids back 10 years from now and say, you see that dam right there? Your daddy helped build that dam. That's called self-worth. Okay. And I think that's important. And putting people back to work, I think, is the best way we could possibly do anything. Well, come on in there, sweetheart, and say hello.
Hello.
And there is Miss Heather.
There's Pandora.
Yeah, Pandora came in as well. And I'm sure somebody else will be right short behind her. And there she comes. Nope, nope, that's Caesar. I thought for sure we're going to see a hella sighting because everybody else is here. Oh, JJ, put your link up. We're going to let you talk about your link yourself. So you can go ahead and do that and tell the people what you do.
Well, I have some jewelry stuff and some crochet stuff. I don't really want to promote it right now because I don't have anything else. I've
Oh,
been at work all the time.
okay. Well,
I appreciate the sentiment, but I just really don't have a lot up there. I think I have a couple hats, and that's pretty much it. I've been busy.
she's in the working world now. There's Mr. Caesar.
The bartending is
That's whose
going.
nose you see.
Bartending is going really good. I absolutely love it. Well, thank you.
The lady kicker 636 says she has cat beanies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That I do. Well, cat hats.
Little cat hats. You have regular hats too, or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know what you have
I
up
said
there.
that I did.
Okay. So,
Yeah, work is really good. I'm absolutely loving it. Keeps me busy. You got it. I made a couple Moscow mules.
what is that? Is that a drink?
Yeah.
Moscow Mule?
Yeah, it's like vodka and lime juice and some other stuff. Like
Ah.
sour mix.
Yeah, look at don't take no crap. She's not. She's doing good. She's doing good. And her boss is got her back, which is always nice. Yeah, so she's doing really well. So there was one incident that we won't really talk about, but she took it to her boss, and her boss banned them, and they are gone. They're not allowed to come in the bar anymore. So, which was a good thing. Look at Caesar, you're such a good boy. He's like the chillest dog. He don't make any noise. He doesn't cause any problems. Do you? Mm-hmm. No, you're a good boy.
Alright, well,
So
I'm gonna get it out of here because I'm like up against this wall. It's very uncomfortable.
it's not comfortable.
No, and again, I'm really tired. Again, I worked all day, so I'm very tired.
All right.
I probably could make gloves.
Somebody's saying tips. She's doing very well with tips.
Oh yeah. No, it's a pretty small town bar, so it's not like crazy busy, but when it does pick up, I do pretty well. Now people like me because I'm polite.
Excuse me, Caesar.
Right.
Sorry about that.
Very well.
All right. You gonna go with Heather? Or you gonna stick here?
Oh, Pandora with
Oh, he's going with you.
me.
He's picking you, Heather. You're the one that's here. I know.
Yeah.
She needs her own bike now. Yeah. Well, that's down the road. She'll be getting a bike. I know she was already talking. We're already talking next year. Um, next year I'm going to Sturgis for sure, and Heather's going to go with me next year. And so she's like, well, I'm going to have to make sure I talk to them and let them know that I need to have a couple of weeks off because that's going to be a couple-week trip. It's 3 days riding out there alone to get out to Sturgis. So it's not a 5 minute trip, especially on a bike. If you can do 500 miles on a day on a bike, safely. I know guys will ride 700-800 miles, and it just beats the crap out of them. 500 miles a day, you put in a day. You really truly have. So it's it'll beat you up a little bit, but it's not terrible. But yeah. Oh, Long Island iced tea. Yeah, she's made a few of those. She's made a few of those. See, I'm easy. I like White Russian, vodka wedge, which is vodka, grapefruit, and orange juice. Those are really good. If I'm drinking mixed drinks, it's generally that. I'm more of a vodka guy. That's what I like. I couldn't ride on the back of a bike ever, never. Well, she don't mind. She likes being a passenger, so she likes being a passenger. Eventually, she will have her own bike, though. That will be for sure. That will be for sure. And actually, I got out a little bit today. I my bike had been sitting too long, and I had to throw it on a trickle charge. So I did that, and I got out for a quick ride today. But I will definitely be getting some more riding in. I like alcohol, period, but extremely rarely ever drink. Well, it's all right. Fireball on ice. I've had Fireball, but I never had it on ice. So every I'm more of a beer guy. I'll drink beer if I'm gonna. I'm not like I said. I'm not a huge drinker, so it's not really like, oh my god, I gotta have a drink. I could care less. So, but now here's Miss Pandora back, or Miss Hella. I'm sorry Hella. I misgendered you because you're a German Shepherd. So my apologies. You don't look like a collie. No, dog is a nut. So anyway, guys, but going back to what we were talking about, though, I really do believe that we should be really demanding of them to work on our infrastructure and stop spending all this money elsewhere and the new Green Deal crap and all that type of stuff. If you saw today, I'll give a good example of that. Let's talk about this. So, California that wants to ban all purchase of electric or anything but electric. I think by 2035 they're going to ban gas-powered vehicles. They're going to, you can't buy them in California anymore after that date. The problem with that is, as of this date today, they were telling people in California not to charge up your gas or your cars, your electric cars, not to charge them up. So how are you how are you ever going to go to have the entire society on electric vehicles when you can't even handle the demand of electric vehicles right now, when very few people have those electric vehicles? Again, unless you do overhaul, a complete overhaul of the electrical grid, upgrade it, and get things really truly ready, you're never going to be able to do it. Not by 2035, that is for sure. So I think that that's a pipe dream. That's just my own take. Unless they do something, they're going to have to make them better. They're going to have to make them have a longer charge. There's a lot that they would have to do to make that a viable thing. And then what happens when your battery for your electric vehicle goes down? We already all know how much they cost. I just saw a thing. It was $26,000 to replace the battery. It's that's not even a realistic expectation. So we need to focus on what we need to take care of here. We need to make sure that Americans have proper drinking water. I can remember, and this is in Rochester, New York, and I wouldn't drink the tap water in Rochester because it was so sulfury. Not sulfury. I'm sorry, chlorine. You could taste the chlorine in it, and the water smells bad. Why would you? Ed, you need some cheese. It's. I know I don't have any cheeses behind me here. So anyway, guys, that this picture up here, if you guys can see that, I think you probably can. I'll do it like this so you can. Okay, that picture there, I had my neighbor do that picture for me, and that was based on the road. And I always like that with the canopy of the trees over the top of the road in the summertime, especially in the fall. Fall is the best time, and I think that's why I had, like with that picture, I had asked her to do a fall setting. Yeah, where do those dead batteries go? That's a very good question. That's a real good question. That I do not have the answer for. I do not know. But so that I had asked her to do that. She's a very good artist, and so that was a cool thing. But yeah, it's just we have things that need to be addressed here. We need to be telling these people that we have elected that run our government, this is what we want, this is what we don't want. And if they don't do what we want, then they need to be replaced. That's how it should be. So, that's part of the problem. So here's a great one. I don't know if you guys have saw this. So New York State, and I just saw this the other day. I didn't even know it's been going on for several years now. Several years. So when you go and you get your can of whipped cream at the store, right? You got that. You spray it and you get the whipped cream for your ice cream or whatever the case may be. Milkshake on top of your milkshake. You can't buy a can of whipped cream in New York State unless you're 21, because yeah, Ready Whip, exactly. Because so many people were buying them and they were huffing them, for the getting high. So um, they changed it out, and now that they can't, unless you're over 21, you can't buy those. And I'm just like, man, that's what we've come to. Yeah, whippets. Yep, exactly. Unreal. Unreal. Whipped cream in the bedroom. Happy Sunday. Hey, John, whatever you're into, brother. What, whatever floats your boat. So, yeah, spray paint too, Juby Joe. Okay, I did not know it was spray paint as well. Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, well, here's what I have a problem with, and I want you to think about this. And I mean, this is the dynamics of our country today. Bath salts. Let's talk about bath salts. Let's talk about the side effects of what happens when you do bath salts. But at some point, now this is what blows me away. At some point, somebody took these bath salts that you're supposed to put into your bathtub to help you relax and make it better and be a nice aroma and all this type of stuff. Somebody took these bath salts and said, "Hey, I wonder what happens if we crush this up and snort these." Who does that? How does that become a thing? And how does that become the trend where all these people are doing that? It doesn't, I don't know. I don't get it. I do not get it. Every keyboard duster spray was a big thing at one time. Yes, I know that people were using those to get high as well. Yeah, the duster for the keyboards. Yeah, I remember it was God in school as kids, the glue. You smell the glue, you know. Ooh, catch a buzz. Yeah, Tide Pod. Yeah, right. Well, they had to change them because people were eating them. I mean, how that just shows you where our society is today. Scary. And the dumbing down of our society is oh, now nitrous oxide laughing gas. I'm going to tell you what. Personal experience, being a kid, going to the dentist, laughing gas is awesome. Laughing gas is the best. I'd go to the dentist as a kid and they would be like, would you like to have the shot or would you like laughing gas? Oh, hook me up with the laughing gas. Yeah. Sorry, just being honest. I mean, now I go just give me the shot, but you know how that goes. So, all right, egg count time. I'm sorry, but yes, I'm two thumbs up on the nitrous oxide. Just so you know, not a bad time. Not a bad time. So, uh, yes or no? Did thick neck lay today, and what were the eggs? So, give you guys a minute to get your guesses up there. Oh my God! Now let's bring back some memories. I can tell you right now. Woo! All right. So yesterday's egg count was 8 eggs yesterday, and we had no thick neck yesterday. Today's egg count, if you had the same exact guess as Lena, and Lena said 6 eggs, and yes for thick neck today, then you are 100% correct. I see Delbert has that same guess on here as well. So, yep, Delbert Jones as well. But so Lena was the first one that had the right answer. So 6 eggs today, and yes for thick neck. So that was that one. But pretty steady. They're pretty steady. They're funny. Chickens are funny. But no, think about back to that. And I would tell you what, when I would go to the dentist, the same every time. I mean, literally, these dentist office must have this like loop of the same songs that they play because every time that I came out of the laughing gas, the same song would always be playing. Um, oh God, I'm trying to remember the name of that song. Oh, I'll have to remember it on another stream and tell you. But yeah, it was the same song every time. And I would be coming out of that laughing gas, and you would hear that. It was like wah 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 wah. It was crazy. Made it more fun, but yeah. Definitely was liking that back in the day. Knocked you right out. No, it wasn't Staying Alive by the Beat. It was, God, I'm trying to remember. They climbed aboard their starship and headed for the skies. That song, "Come Sail Away," I believe. Sticks, yes, Sticks. "Come Sail Away." Yep, that was the song. See, we worked on it together, and we got it. But I'm telling you, every freaking time that I came out of the laughing gas, that song was on. And in the song, it's like, whoa, 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 was part of it. So, yeah, I don't know why. Just a very strong memory from that. Uh, what was I going to tell you? So, it's like now when I go, when I did my dental work here last year, and I had to have a couple of teeth pulled. If you guys remember that, that was a lot of fun. That's another thing I would encourage you, okay? Please, please, please get your dental work done. Get those things taken care of. If you have a hernia, any minor surgeries that can be corrected and fixed now, get those taken care of as well. Do them as quickly as you possibly can. That that would be that'd be the smart thing to do. But anyway, so I had to go last year. I ended up having to have two teeth pulled, and it was two different obviously times. I did one, and then I went back like 2 months later and had another one pulled. And it was the same dentist. I had to go to the oral surgeon because I have deep roots, I guess. My roots are really deep. And so they actually have to break the teeth apart to get them out. So the oral surgeon comes in and he numbs you up with everything. And he had said to me, like the first time I did it, he goes, "Okay, I'm going to numb you up." And I'm like, "Okay." So I open up my mouth. I'm just sitting there and he's hitting me. And I mean, it hurts. It's not fun. It's not a good feeling. And he says to me, I'll never forget, he's like, "Man, you're a tough dude." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You didn't flinch or nothing." And I'm like, "What do you want me to do? I mean, I'm not going to act like an idiot. You're going to take care of my tooth. You're going to stop me from being in pain." That's what I wanted. Make the pain go away. And so, and then when I went back the second time, same oral surgeon, and he goes, "Yeah, I remember you." He goes, "Man, you just take it. You're unbelievable." And I'm like, "Hey, man, I just want it done. I just want it fixed." So, but yeah, they get you pretty good with those needles. But hey, when they took those teeth out, I didn't feel nothing other than the pulling. And you got the assistant has got her hand like this on there, so you don't clench up. Yeah, yeah, they're making sure you don't move when they're yanking that tooth. That's so much fun, so much. And he did. He even said, he goes, "You have the longest roots I've ever seen." See, here's the things with me, guys. I will tell you what. What kind of cancer did I get? I get a rare, very rare form of cancer that affects 1 in a million people when I got cancer, right? I can't do anything the easy way. It's always got to be the hard way. So anything that I'm going to do, no, it's going to be as difficult as possible because that's just what happens with me. Nothing is easy. So, uh, yeah, when they were working on my teeth and stuff, I just chill. I just let them do what they got to do because I know that when they're done, I'm gonna feel better. So I don't mind ever going to the dentist. So yeah, guys, what do you got? 405 still in the chat. We're at 239 on the thumbs up. It's only painted. It only lasts for a while. I've been told though that I have a very high tolerance for pain. I had a very rare form of skin cancer, Juby Joe, which is a deep tissue cancer. So it's not from like, because obviously summertime I'm out in the sun, I'm getting dark. I tan really, really easily. It had nothing to do with being in the sun and tanning. So it wasn't like a surface skin cancer. It was a deep tissue cancer that affects, like I said, it affects 1 in a million people. And the way it presents itself on your trunk, in the front or in the back, and it is a mass that all of a sudden develops on your back and gets bigger and bigger. And if you don't get it addressed and taken care of, it will kill you. So, but when they had to go in and they had to do the surgery on that, and that's why I have those awesome Zorro scars on my back. But I don't care about the scars. I am alive 7 years later, and I am still here. So yeah, I am definitely one in a million. Yeah, I am a unique individual. So I don't consider myself a tough guy. I just deal with things. Pain is just pain. You know, for years and years and years, I had no insurance, and so you learn to live with pain until you get tired of living with pain. And that's why I finally went to the dentist and paid out of pocket to get my teeth taken care of. Cancer survivor since 1964. Congrats. That's awesome. That is awesome. But yeah, I go to the dentist twice a year. Oh, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But yeah, so the kind of cancer I had is a big, long mouthful of a name. And I would have to look it up to tell you again. But yeah, it's 98% cure rate, which is great, and only 5% of people does it metastasize. So that means it moves. So I mean, those odds are incredibly great. And when they went in, I didn't have to do chemo. I didn't have to do radiation because they just went. They figured they got it all, and they cut a good chunk of me out. So that was okay. I will never physically be the same. I do okay. I'm way better than you know, way better than I was. But when at first year, and I was told that too. That was one of the things that I was told. It said it will take you a year until you feel somewhat normal again, and it was over a year. And like I said, I can remember the first time I tried to pick up a 5 gallon can of gasoline after my surgery. That was not happening, not for a while. But we got it. We got it taken care of, and it's good to go now, and that's it. So I can go pretty good, but I can't go like I used to go. That just happens. So I have to pace myself now, which is which pisses me off. I'll be honest with you, because I'm used to just doing what I need to do. But I have to remember I'm not 25 years old anymore. So that's a reminder that I have to tell myself in here, because I think, yeah, I can still do that. And then you get into it and you're like, okay, well, I can still do it, but I can't do it as long. So I had early stage cancer in 1990. They got it all with surgery. I didn't have to have chemo. That's awesome, Sonia. That's good to hear. Yeah, because unfortunately, there's so many people that get it. It comes back, and it generally ends up killing them down the road. Uh, my friend Randy, his wife, she had gotten breast cancer, and so she went and had you know like you say, it's slow and steady. Exactly. Yep, and that's the best way to do it. She ended up having a double mastectomy because she just wanted to be aggressive with it because her mom had died from cancer, and so she that's what she did. And so 10 years later, cancer came back and just it got her quick. It got her quick that second time. It was bad, real bad. Heather was still younger. We were still living in Greece at the time, and I will never forget going up to the hospital to see Suzanne, and of course Randy was there, and I went to visit her, and it was bad. It was bad. And I remember Heather saying, "I want to go see Suzanne," and I wouldn't take her. Not at that age. She was like 12. I said to her, I said, "Honey," I said, "I'm not going to take you because I want you to remember Suzanne the way she was, not the way she is now. Because for a kid to see somebody that bad is very traumatic, and they're not used to that. So uh, I wanted her to always remember her the way she was, not what she looked like at the end. Me, I've seen so much, so much death. It doesn't bother me, but when you see somebody that you care about and that is a decent person, and they got to go through that, it's a horrible, horrible thing. It's a horrible thing. So It wasn't slow for her; it was fast. She literally. So what had happened to her? I'll tell you the story real quick. So she was working out, and all of a sudden she had some kind of foot drop type of situation going. She was like, "This is weird." She was um, had gone in the shower, and she had fallen in the shower, so she ended up going to the hospital. While she was in the hospital, she had a heart attack, and then right after the heart attack, she had a stroke, like just that quick, within sight of less than 2 weeks. And so they had her in a rehab for the stroke. And I remember going and seeing her for the rehab for the stroke, and she couldn't talk yet at that point. I don't think she ever did get her speech back. So she couldn't talk, but we were, I was BSing with her and joking because that's what I do. And so we were talking. And then right after that, she was in that rehab. What ended up happening was they had done some tests and they found out that the cancer was like literally all through her body. And there was nothing that they could do about it. And so they took her out of the rehab and put her right into hospice. And literally, I think it was like 3 weeks from rehab into hospice, and she was gone. So within a matter of like 2 months, she went from walking around like the rest of us, a normal everyday person, to being gone. And sometimes that's how it goes, and sometimes that's a blessing that it's that fast. But not a fun way to go. And she was young. I mean, she was in her 50s. She wasn't like she was, some old person. She was in her 50s. So not a good time. So all right, it is, and I was going to grab my list, and I don't have my list. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna have to wing it again. So it is shout out time. So I'll be looking for the suggestions in the chat too if I miss anybody. But we're going to start out with Icky Can. I'll try to remember as I go here. We'll see how well I do. So we got Icky Can to start out with up in Canada. Definitely, I would ask you to support him. He's a good guy. Along with Icky Can, we have Angry Prepper down in New York City. Then there is Alaskan Prepper Rudy. There is Alaskan Granny. Then we also have Sean James with the Sean James channel and my Self-reliance. He's got a great channel, 2 different channels. Good guy, a lot of good information with him. You have Marfugal News with Adam and Dax, who's awesome as well. There's Pinball Preparedness. You have Green Greg's. There is Southern Prepper One. Ryan Hall, y'all, with the weather. East Tennessee Preparedness. You have Prepper Princess. There is Bjorn Hansen in Corporal's Corner, 2 really good channels. You have I already said pinball, so pinball preparedness. There is the nomadic movement down in Panama, young couple down there. You have Kyle's Cabin up in Minnesota with his Kyle and Sierra and doing their thing up there. There is Bush Radical in Girl in the Woods, husband and wife, awesome as well. You have Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project. And love Diamond. I think he's great. Suspicious Observer is another really good channel. Um, Doug and Stacy. You have Wrangle Star. There is Magic Prepper out in North Dakota. Gray Man Prepping. And I'm trying to. Who am I missing here? Who am I? The Needy Homesteader. There is the Fit Farmer. There is the off gritty, something off gritty. Can't think of what they're anyway. There is who am I thinking? Simple Life Reclaimed, Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. God, I'm trying to think of that. Little House Off Gritty. Thank you very much, Okie Forge. Townsend's is another one. You have North Shore Preparedness, also up in Canada. Obviously Camping with Steve Wallace. Love Steve. Again, terrible tragedy what happened to his wife. Let's see. Who am I thinking? I'm trying to remember if I'm missing anybody here. I'm sure that I am. There's a lot of ones you guys are putting up there that I don't know, so I can't say them because I don't know. But there's a lot of really good channels out there. I believe that we should be supporting each other. I think it's important. St. Bernard Acres with Joe would be another one. I did say Ryan Hall y'all already for the weather. Uh, Bushcraft Bear. I already said the Needy Homesteader. Uh, 80K Man. Yes, I did not say 80K Man. Thank you, Janet. So you have 80K Man. There's also Bizza who is also in New York. So there's a lot of channels out. There's a lot of good information. I think we should be supporting each other. The Prepared Mind, Lumina Acres. Oh gosh. So anyway, so that's it. That's all I can think of at the moment. So when I get back to West Virginia, I'll go back to my list and I'll probably look at it and go, I didn't say them. I think I did say Marfugal News. Monkey Works, I did not say. So, yes, that is another one. And I did say Prepper Princess, I believe. So, a lot of good information, a lot of good channels. Again, I think it's important, again, that we should look at different information, look at different people's perspectives. Just from different parts of the country, how we look at things is going to be different. It's always going to be different that way. So, I think that is a good thing. So that's all I got with that. But again, like I said, I think it's a good thing. Oh, the Green Dream Project. Yes, I did not say them. See, I'm terrible. And then of course we're going to talk about Heather with her Etsy channel. So Russell Brand, I did not say Russell Brand. Thank you, Okie Forge. Love, love, love Russell Brand. He makes you think, which I think is an awesome thing. So definitely him as well. All right, so that's all we got. That's all for tonight. So I got Miss Hella is right here down by my feet. I'll show you her. There she is. She don't go far. I can tell you that. That dog does not go far. Wake up in the middle of the night and she's right there. She's right there. So she is a very good dog. Very, very loyal dog. I've been very blessed with her. Also, I gotta mention this, okay? Oh my God. People kill me. Yeah, really. People just slay me. Okay. So you guys hear me say all the time that I am blessed. I truly believe that I have been blessed. I've been put in positions where I am able to help people, which has been fun, and with just what I've been able to do for a living, working as a nurse and making an impact on people that way. So I say a lot of times I am blessed. So somebody comes in the comments and says, well, for somebody who says they don't, believe in heaven, you talk about how you're blessed. What does one have to do with the other? And that's what I said. What does one, that was my reply. What does one have to do with the other? Being blessed does not have to have a religious connotation to it. That's just my take on that. So, you know, when am I going to bring Caesar and Pandora down to West Virginia? I'm probably not going to do that, Steve, um, because they're here, and in this way they can protect Heather and my sister as well. So the reason that Hella goes with me is because Hella is attached at my hip, and when I would leave, she would get depressed, and so I couldn't do that to her. So she will be with me always, no matter if I'm in New York or if I'm in West Virginia. Um, as I get established down there, now that I have Steve living there, uh, now that I have Steve living down there full time, you know, I will be getting animals down there. I'll get chickens, and stuff like that. So, because there'll be somebody there to take care of them when I come back to New York. So, and down the road, I'll probably get a different set of cats. Notice how I don't say one cat, I say cats. in West Virginia as well. I would like to wait until I have a more permanent home other than a camper down there. So, but yeah, it is amazing to me. People just it never ceases to amaze me with people. I did get rid of a whole bunch of trolls recently, so the comments have gotten better. It amazes me that people think that they can come in and just be complete a-holes and that I'm not going to do something about it. That's what always blows me away. And again, I'm going to tell you what, I don't mind constructive criticism. Never have minded constructive criticism. A good example is I had one time I had wood, kindling wood, right up against the building here, and people said, "Hey, listen, you shouldn't have that right against a building with termites and all that type of stuff. You're asking for problems." Now, I could have very easily had said, "Oh, screw that. I'm not doing it. I'm going to leave it just like it is." But I thought about what they had said and I realized that they were right. And it irritated me because they were right, because then I had to break it all down, move it, and then redo it. But that's called constructive criticism. Look at this. This is what I'm seeing. This is, something that you could do. Now, and I will always give credit for that, and I did at that time. I said, I'm doing this differently because somebody had mentioned this. I will always do that. All right, I don't mind that. But when you get people that come on and just attack, that's not constructive criticism. So but it is what it is. But and again, the reality is, honestly, those people that are your biggest critics, a lot of times, when the time comes, they've done nothing to prepare. They're never going to prepare. They're just trying to come in to try to cause problems and try to cause you to be upset. And it's not worth the waste of your time, to be honest with you. I just some of the stuff people say, just like I'm like, really? I'm just like, really? So, but I mean, have you had any tick problems with Hella Girl in New York versus West Virginia? All right, so all my dogs and the cats get the Sorrelto collars. I knew when her collar wasn't working anymore because she was picking up ticks down in West Virginia. As soon as I switched her out and put her new collar on, end of issue. So, I know some people don't like the Sorrelto collars and they're talking, oh, it's doing this, it's doing that. I have not had an issue with those collars at all. I think they're amazing. And you put it on there for, 8 months and you got no worries. And so that's a good thing because she likes to obviously get into the woods and stuff like that. And then what she was doing, she would have ticks on her fur come in, and I ended up having a few ticks in my bed because she was rubbing on the bed or jumping on the bed, and then the ticks would get in there. And I was thinking, how are these ticks getting in this freaking bed? So, but it's just that was all part of it. What is your channel's name? It's Prepper Nurse One. If you want to go to my website, it's preppernurse1.com. So, but yeah, ticks, it hasn't been that bad down this year. Part of the reason it hasn't been so bad is, number one, once I got her collar on, that was the end of that issue. But also with keeping the grass cut down around the property makes all the difference in the world too, believe it or not. And so, yeah, it's just, it makes it much, much nicer. But yeah, oh, we got to do We Are Legion. Look at me, I'm getting behind on stuff here, guys. Sorrestos, yeah, yep. Sorrestos. That's what they are. Look at Philip jumping the gun here, but we'll give you that one, Philip. Hold on. We are Legion. We are many. We're all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? Oh my God! Look, Philip is first. Melbourne, Australia. Good day, Philip. How are you, my friend? I got to give you a hard time. Tucson, Arizona, Fort Worth, Texas, Nowhere, Oklahoma, Western New York, Ulster Park, New York, Franklin County, Ohio, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, Inverness, Florida with Clyde, BC, Canada, Bumstead, Florida, Southwest Georgia, Phoenix, Arizona, South Carolina, Jefferson, Texas, Frankfurt, Illinois, Carlisle in the UK, BC, Canada once again, Waterloo, New York, Tennessee, Las Vegas, Nevada, Ontario, Canada, North Highlands of California, Central Missouri, Dallas, Texas. We have Indiana, Littleton, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Georgia in the mountains, Louisiana. We have Campbell, Missouri, West Central Iowa, or Ohio. God, why am I thinking brain dead? There's Iowa, Central Iowa underneath. See, there's my excuse. Bloomberg, Pennsylvania, Southwest Missouri, Gatlin, Pennsylvania, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, East Central Illinois, Memphis, Tennessee, Erin, Tennessee, Gulf Coast of Florida, Connecticut, Lake Okeechobee, South Carolina, Cochee. I'm probably saying it wrong. I apologize. We have Texas, East Tennessee, and the Appalachians. Very nice. Central Pennsylvania. We have New Hampshire also in the house. Beech Grove, Indiana. And let's see, we got Bitter Creek, Arkansas. Very nice. Cape Cod is in the house. But again, we are all over the country. We're all over the world. We're a huge, huge network of people. We are the ones that can make a difference now. We're the ones that can make a difference afterwards. Uh, Especially afterwards, is because people are going to be more receptive to receiving information that will help them to survive afterwards. But I think we're in a position where we can try to help as much as we can, and I think we should. I think it's a good thing. So, but that's just my take on it. So we got Arkansas in the house. Ticks in bed too, so I sleep on white sheets, etc. Oh, when you can feel them crawling on you, Juby Joe, that's I'm like super sensitive because I hate that crap anyway. But when I was like, what is that? And I'd be like sleeping and wake up and look, and there would be a tick. So yeah, not fun. We got North Carolina with Troy in the house there. West Virginia with Morning Light. So again, we're all over the country. We're all over the world. I think it's important that we just do what we can do now. The true time is going to be afterwards, and that's when we're really going to make an impact. We have St. Augustine, Florida, but oh, I could do that. Yeah, that's a cool one. So anyway, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. You guys are amazing, and I thank you for what you do, ladies and gentlemen. I thank all of you guys for being here because without you guys, I would not be doing these live streams. So I appreciate that support as well. Again, we need to take care of our country. We have to stop worrying about everybody else, the people that don't care about us. We need to take care of ourselves. And I think that's important that we do so. So, anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. If we could ever figure that one out, this country would be amazing. We have to stop letting them divide us over race, religion, political affiliation, the vaxxed, the unvaxxed. Those are all issues that are used to keep us fighting amongst each other. If we can come together and work as human beings, no stopping us. We can accomplish anything that we want to accomplish. So, but also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every single day how we feel. I think that's hugely important. I really do. Also remember, guys, STD, step, thing, and day. And I'm still waiting to see other people's STD video or tattoos. I got mine. Mine's on my back. You guys see it. If I have my shirt off, you'll see it on my back. So I'm waiting to see where everybody else, their STD videos or tattoos. Send me your pictures. If you get STD tattooed on you, send me the pictures and I will post it on Instagram. All right. Uh, it's a cool tattoo. Not many people are going to have that, I'm sure. So anyway, Remember, the only one that's going to stop you from achieving your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. So that's an important thing too. Keep prepping, guys. Keep getting ready. I have no idea how much time we have, but the better off we are, the better, the better our chances long-term survival are going to be. All right. I will see you all later. I'll see you all on Friday for the next live stream. Be safe. Have a great day. Hey, I hope the rest of your week is good, and I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.